After using castor oil on my floaters, on my fibroids, on my dry eyes, on my thinning hair, all the things for the last several months, I decided to make this video to share my results with you. I'm gonna go over what's worked for me. Remember, this is not medical advice. This is literally just my journey. In addition, I am a licensed esthetician, so I do a lot of research on skincare ingredients in general, and I love using natural oils as natural remedies. So first things first, none of this is an ad. These are literally just the things that have helped me. I've been suffering with chronic dry eyes for as long as I can remember, and using it on my eyelids every night has really been a game changer for me personally. All I do is take a little bit of the castor oil, I put it on clean fingers, on clean eyelids. I lightly massage it on my eyelids. Kind of the secret about it getting into your eyes. If you're using hexane-free, cold pressed, organic, unrefined, if you're using good castor oil and storing it properly, preferably in a dark, cool place, in a glass bottle, it is going to have great benefits. If it does seep into your eyes a little bit, it will only increase the circulation. So not only has it been sort of moisturizing, if you will, my eyeballs, but I've also noticed that it has eased the tension that my floaters create. If you suffer from floaters like me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't know what a floater is, it's that annoying little thing that kind of flies in your vision and it kind of floats around and it almost looks like a little fly. You want to catch it, and it's as annoying as anything that you could ever imagine. But whenever they get more severe, they almost can look a little bit cobwebby. It can really distort your vision. It can be very frustrating, and eventually your brain just sort of learns to tune them out if you are lucky and you've had them for as long as I have, for years. And so that is the good part. Normally they're not life-threatening. The castor oil really helps to sort of diffuse that tension, if you will. While it hasn't gotten rid of my floaters, in that regard, I'll take what I can get. So moving on to my fibroid issue, I've been having this grapefruit sized fibroid literally for the past few years since I've been getting ultrasounds. At least that's when it was detected. And it hasn't really been shrinking down, and my symptoms have really been like yo-yo-y. Like sometimes my symptoms are really bad, where I'll have pain, severe bloating, things, TMI, gas pains, things like that are really uncomfortable from it, especially if I eat certain foods. Having said that, anything that provides comfort, lessens the bloating, I'm going to be a huge fan of. Now, I'm not expecting it to get rid of my, fibroid entirely, although I will welcome that if it comes around to my end of year results, which I will share with you when I get my next ultrasound. If I've noticed a massive reduction, rub it on there every night before bed, every morning when I get up. And I have to say, I've truly noticed a decrease in the comfort. I'm not having the pain every day that I was having. I'm not even having the extent of the bloating that I was having. Now, full transparency, I've changed other things, right? I do look at my diet. I don't just do this one thing. So I have adjusted my diet accordingly, and I think that's helping. Drinking more water, that's also helping with things like the dry eyes. But the one consistent thing that I've done that I've noticed a difference with is using the castor oil. So that's what we're talking about today, how to use the castor oil, how I've used it, and hopefully it can help you too. Now, this is a secret that I learned from a friend of mine. She has a healer that she gets a lot of her natural remedies from, her natural products from, and her healer actually used to be a pharmacist. And she told her that you can drop a drop of iodine inside of your castor oil and apply it in those areas that we just mentioned where you want to shrink a mass, maybe it's a tumor, fibroid, cyst, something like that, and that will actually help maximize your results. So I haven't tried that yet, but my friend has tried it. She also said it would help with scar tissue, and I can attest to using it. I have this little area right here that was biopsied, and for cancer, and it wasn't cancer, but on this little area I noticed that the scar tissue was really raised, and the bump was almost, the scar tissue basically, you know, it's like a defense mechanism for the body, but it was getting raised to where the bump just kept feeling bigger. And I even asked the dermatologist at my last visit, you know, is there anything I can do about this? She's like, well, you know, we could inject it with a steroid. I'm like, you know, ain't but nobody got time for that, or money for that. So I'm like, no thanks. I started rubbing castor oil on my scar tissue. Now, it's not going to make your scar tissue miraculously go away or your stretch marks, but what it can do is it can kind of diffuse, I think is the word of the day. It can kind of diffuse that raised bump, okay? It can kind of lessen it, it can kind of soften it. And so that's what it's done right here on this little biopsied area. I would say it's gone down about 1/3 of the way. Now, I don't expect that it's gonna go down all the way. I'll take what I can get, but I am happy with my non-steroidal approach to treating a raised scar. Well, if you like this and other over 40 beauty tips, please join my channel and subscribe for more. Remember, the more you know, the more you glow. Ciao for now.